Hello and good morning. Welcome to today's episode. Have you ever had a time where you're the new kid in class? Maybe a new kid at work, or just putting yourself in a situation where you don't know a lot of people, don't know the industry, and you don't know what to do? Well, I met Miss Alicia when I was brand new to Council Bluffs, walked into a big group of people just learning business acumen, and here's Miss Alicia. Hey, hi, hey, you look new. Yeah, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Toni. It's so good to see you and see all of the things that you've done since you've been here. And yeah, love meeting new people. So I was really excited that morning that you walked in, and I was like, oh, she just looked so timid and just kind of walked in quiet while everybody was chit-chatting with themselves. And so yeah, love to introduce people.
Yeah, so well, and I love that back at that time you were like in hospitality or like this big wig, gave me my first opportunity in a brand new sales role, and yeah, so cool to see you now, you know.
Thanks.
Putting people in houses.
Putting people in houses, yeah. So definitely started out, actually did 20 years in hospitality. Lots of fun. I actually really fully believe that all kids should work in a hospitality industry before they do anything in life. I think it really gives you a lot of base skills. Hotels specifically are, you know, my bread and butter and passion, but you just learn so much when you're working at a hotel. You learn customer service, you learn how to problem solve, you learn how to be very independent. You know, I think it's really just a good learning experience. There's a lot of financials involved in that, so I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I remember that. I would like bring over like check stubs or like different things, and I would always see you like, I was impressed because I'm like, this is a big wig, and she's over here like helping with housekeeping.
Yeah.
You're like training and just like really hands-on.
Very hands-on, yeah. If you're going to be a leader, you have to lead by example, right? Yeah. So I always said that, you know, I always helped out my employees, was never too good to do something, and always wanted to make sure that they knew that I was available for them. So,
yeah.
And as the general manager of a hotel, you are the general manager. So a lot of people always laugh because I have the craziest certifications. I'm a certified pool operator. I can serve you some drinks. I can do CPR on you. So yeah,
so you make some beats too.
I can make some beats. Yeah, we can have a party. I can DJ for you. So yeah, I love that.
I know with Brooklyn's Quinceañera, I was definitely like on my radar. I think at that time you were like starting to slow it down a bit, maybe just getting into this.
I kept telling everybody I quit. I was like, I quit, but I actually just did 3 weddings in a row, and I have 3 more weddings coming up. So I feel like the more that I'm like, I don't DJ anymore, the more the people are like, hey, will you please DJ my wedding? And I'm like, yeah.
Will you buy a house?
Exactly. I'm like, after you get married, do you need a home? Because I will if that's the agreement, yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Well, Ellie, how about that? She does weddings too. Are you guys ever in the same type of...
We are, yeah. Well, the only one we've ever actually done together is my daughter's wedding. So that was a super special one. We have done the same like bride and groom or like couple, but not in the same room. So like, you know, she normally gets to see them a lot earlier. When she's there making them pretty, I'm normally in the venue sweating, setting up big old speakers and blowing, you know, the morning staff's ears. Like, hey guys, plug your ears, I'm about to do a sound check. And then I come back later on when everybody's drinking and having a real good time.
Yes, I love that. And so kind of always been in a role where you're just out loving on people. What inspired this move?
You know what, this was a really hard move for me because, as you know, I'm a very service oriented, I'm just a people person. And serving and helping people has really always just been my passion. And so, you know, I went and left the hotel industry and went into the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Chamber, you know, as workforce development, kind of, again, just assisting and helping people. And I had my license, and it took me a while before I decided to, like, pursue it full-time as my full-time career because I couldn't find the connection of how selling real estate was allowing me to assist people. Yeah. And then I started to really learn more, you know, about how that looks for me and really start like kind of diving into that area. So some of the areas I really specialize in are first-time home buyers, which a lot of agents steer away from first-time home buyers. Just because a lot of times it's a lower commission, they don't really know what's going on, and you have to really you have to really handhold them, right? It's like seeing the girl in the crowd that doesn't know anybody, and you're like, hey, come here, like, come with me, I'll take you. You know, and that's kind of how I feel about my first-time home buyers. Same thing with my folks that are transitioning out of their homes, right? They have their forever home, and now unfortunately it's time for them to move in with family or moving somewhere, maybe a little assistant. And so that's very scary and also very new for the family.
Yeah.
And so I started really kind of learning and seeing from a different lens that being a real estate agent, as long as I did it the right way and did it my way with my passion, that I really would be able to help people. And one of the things that I love about the brokerage that I'm with, Next Home, is that our motto is humans over houses. And that's 100% how we all feel in our office and in our brokerage. We are a nationwide organization, so I love that.
I like that as well. You know, I work for a state farm agent, and I am all the time talking with people, and I'm like looking at like, what do you have, what do you need? And it's like, at the end of the day, like, all I care about is helping that person.
Yeah, exactly. I know sometimes my clients, will look at 10 houses and they're like, I'm so sorry, like, does it normally take this long? And I always tell my clients, like, you'll know, I won't know. I'm like, and don't be sorry, that's what I'm here for. I'm like, we can look at 15 more houses, or if we put an offer in on a house and we start diving into it, I always kind of joke that maybe I'm not a great agent, and I'm like, actually, I'm probably a really good agent for my clients, maybe not for my pocketbook, but I will talk a client out of a house. I'm like, ooh, I just kind of point, like, did you see that? Like, did you see this? Or like the, inspection report comes back. And so I think that's really important, but it does make people really nervous. They just don't know, and then they think that they're wasting your time. And so that's one of the things I really like to express, is that you're not wasting anybody's time. And if you have an agent that makes you feel that way, then you probably need to start looking for a new agent.
Yeah. Awesome. How about the next generation? Kiddos that are coming up, considering entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I think I kind of go back to, the hospitality thing. And I don't necessarily think that they have to work at a hotel, but definitely some sort of customer-facing organization, and also somewhere where they really get to get their hands dirty. They need to have a thirst for knowledge, and join an organization where, like, they have a management team that wants to lead them and wants to help them grow. I think it's really important before you start your own business to learn customer service, to learn how to problem solve, to learn how to budget your business. And I would also encourage them to make sure that they visit. There's a lot of free organizations in Nebraska and Iowa that help entrepreneurships and help small businesses. There's a small business development center. There's also like Advanced Southwest Iowa that has entrepreneur programs, and those are free for folks. And I really think that they should take those classes, make sure that they understand business finances, make sure that they're writing a business plan before they start their business, not just diving in, because when you do that, you're going to hit more rocks than you intended. So, don't do that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And, 1 Million Cups here in Omaha, Millworks, Commons, that's definitely a great spot as well. And thank you for coming over from Council Bluffs. I know you do serve both Iowa and Nebraska, so thanks for coming. But it's good to grab some folks out of the area.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, some good old Heartland people.
Do you have a walkout song? So like right before you're about to walk in your office or like start your day, like something that's in the background, just boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so I'm a DJ. Okay, so mine is two-step. A two-step. I'm going two-step. Like, let's get it going today, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing that all day now.
Yeah, just all day. Just whenever you're in a bad mood, just put on two-step.
Is that lean with it?
And you just got to go. You're just like, all right, fine, let's get it. Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Awesome. How about work-life balance, since you've taken this on full-time?
Yeah, that's so funny. So that was really important to me. As you know, I was in the hotels forever. And when my kiddos were little, it was very easy for me to like manage, being a general manager that was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days. Hotels don't close.
Right.
I used to always tell people when they interviewed with me, like, hey, just so you know, if a hurricane happens in Iowa, we're coming to work. So if you need to spend the night, you got to let me know. And so my kids were very accustomed to, we would be at dinner and I'm like, oh, the hotel's on fire, we got to go. Or, hanging out and coloring in my office floor for a whole shift. And it made it really easy that if we had plans and something happened at the hotel, I could shift that. As I got older, I started to step down, which is so funny, right? I kind of did it backwards. I worked a lot when my kids were littler, and the older they got, the more I was like, okay, their schedule, now they have their own schedules, and so I can't just, change mine on them and then expect them to fit into it. So that was really important to me when I started my own company, was that I would be able to kind of adjust my own schedule around my kiddos, who are now grown, but now their schedules are even more crazy. So, and my parents are older, and so that also helps, take care of family. And
Awesome. Well, how can this community help you? What can we do?
I think that as a community, one, I always suggest that you, as far as the real estate world goes, interview your agent. I tell everybody, we're about to be best friends. You're going to talk to me more than you talk to anybody for the next couple of months every day, and we're going to spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely, I am a lot of energy, so I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Sure. But make sure that you really enjoy the person that you're working with. Make sure that they are explaining things to you the way that you understand, and that they're going to be able to follow this process with you or lead you through this process in a way that works for you. So I would say that. Also, refer your friends, right? Like entrepreneurship, like you guys use your friends.
Yeah.
And don't ask for a discount. This is how they support their life, right? So refer them, use them, pay full price.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There's some things you just can't cut.
Yeah, it's always funny. Like I never want to be like, hey, can you just do this for me? No, I want to come to you. I want, I know you had Ellie on,
Yeah.
I always use Ellie. I always pay Ellie.
Right.
Right. And here's a tip, Ellie. Like,
You have to, because she goes and gives,
well, then
gives
she
you the best
tries,
friend discount.
I'm like, and she tries to not charge you.
Right, so gives a tip too much.
You have to, you have to just pay your friends.
Yeah. Pay your friends, people.
Pay your friends, yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you're a first-time home buyer and you want to have all the energy and all the information, reach out to Alicia.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, and bye for now.